you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
We are 10 seconds in today's broadcast. That's twice in one day. And I typically don't do that. I typically do not come to you. I try to keep my broadcasts, my podcasts from my office at a bare minimum. One a day or one per topic. But we're living in a time now where things happen so quickly. You have to be on social media several times a day in order to tackle the avalanche and barrage of information that's coming out, that's erupting from social media. If you sit back and say, well, I've already been on social media twice today, I can't be on another time, you get left behind. You deal with issues as they come. Fortunately for me, the advantage of having an office stroke studio is that when I feel inspired or when I come across something that is of interest to me, all I do is press record and boom, the lights come on, the camera comes on, I've got my mic, and then I can give you my opinion. Of course, there are many of you that are going to turn around and say to us, Mwewa, you have already been on the social media today. Eh? Give it a break. Eh? Well, you know, that's just the way it's going to have to be. If you don't like seeing me several times a day, I would encourage you to maybe jump off and spend some time somewhere else. Okay. All right, guys. Festus Mwale, loud and clear. Thank you so much. Bruce Washizanji Sinkamba. How are you, sir? Well, Bruce, I'm fine. How are you? Winnie says, what does Winnie say? Winnie Edme says, good afternoon. I am up now. I'm assuming you're saying you're awake. Is that what you mean when you say I am up now? You're awake. Thank goodness for that. Okay. Clarence Peary says hello. Thank you. David Lungu, the feedback on the mic is perfect today. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. It's always better to be clear when you're speaking. Martin Chitembo says, what does Martin Chitembo says? He says, how are you, Mr. Mwewa? Watching you from SOS today. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Guys, there's something that I'd like to bring to you that I think is very important. As far as we know, as far as I know, and as according to the reports that we're getting, Chilufya Tayali is in custody at Woodlands Police. Now, I've been to jail before. I think anybody that's a Zambian my age, I'm 51, 52. I'm 51 years old, 52. And when you get to my age, if you've lived any length of time, you've probably been to jail for something. I've been to jail a couple of times. You know, there was one time I did a video, I did a skit video, and the police thought that it was serious. So they came over and they picked me up with Eliza. There's a lady, one of our chefs. We did a street video where we were doing a skit, and we were trying to convey the message of cleanliness, but there was an element of riotous behavior in the scene. I mean, we got a couple of young guys to act like they were hooligans, you know. but it was all a skit. It was to get the message across. When I posted it, the police, for some reason, they thought it was real. So they came to pick me up and they said, "No, Mr. Mwewa, you are causing what did they say? They said something like you're posting stuff that may cause the breach of peace or something like that." And so I went to jail for that for a day, and then I was released the following day. Another time I went to jail was with two guys downstairs, and I've told you this story. Two guys that sell slacks downstairs here in front of Simoson. In those days, this was about 3 years ago, in those days, we used to have these hawkers. We call them hawkers, the guys that sell slacks in front of the street. What they used to do was that they would block the entrance of Simoson building. And so this one day, I sort of asked, I pushed one of them away, out of the way. I said, "Look, don't block the door, the entrance." Well, just that act of pushing them, they went and they got a medical report and they accused me of assault. And so the police came to pick me up. I spent a night in jail, and I was told by the police, they said to me, "Mr. Moore, just pay these guys, because these guys have a medical report. They say you assaulted them. And our advice to you, Mr. Moore," this is from Kanyama police, they told me. The officer in charge there was telling me, he says, "Just pay them off." And each one, there were two hawkers, two guys that accused me of assaulting them, two separate charges. And the officer advised me, they said, "Look, just pay these guys and forget about it." And these guys wanted 5,000 kwacha each, a total of 10,000 kwacha. I looked at those boys and I said, "The devil is a liar. I'm not going to pay you 10,000 kwacha. First of all, I never did assault you. Second of all, even if I had it, I wouldn't give it to you." So then they said to me, "Well, if you're not going to pay us the money, we're going to go to court. And we have a medical document." I said, "Let's go to court." We went to court. It took me 4 months back and forth going to, and here's the thing, I didn't even hire a lawyer. I defended myself. It's on record. It's there. Court records are public records. It's there on record at the magistrate's court. Over a period of 4 months, I defended myself against these two young jamokes, because let's face it, that's what they were, jamokes. Two separate charges. I won, acquitted on both counts. Boom. I didn't pay them anything. I didn't even pay a lawyer. I defended myself. Now, the point of all of that, I said all of that to say this. While I was in jail, I had no access to a phone. When my wife came to see me, she was so upset with me. She was, "What did you do?" Well, I laugh now, but it wasn't funny at the time, I'll tell you that. There's nothing more fearful than watching your wife walk over to you and you're in jail and she's got this look on her face like, "What did you do?" And you have to explain what you did. And of course, once I explained to my wife, she understood, But my point is, I had no access to a phone. And I couldn't post anything on my Facebook page. The last thing on my mind was to get on Facebook and start posting what I was doing or what I was thinking about while I was in custody. It is a misnomer to suggest that you can be incarcerated, you can be in custody, and still have access to a phone for you to communicate. Now, here's the big scandal here. Chilufya Tayali, in the last few hours, somehow gained access to a phone, and this is what he posted. This is what he said. He says, "Lungu," referring to the head of state, the president, "Damutasha." In my language, that means you are ungrateful. Then he goes on to say, "I have done a lot for you and PF. But look how," what he actually said was, he said, "Look how," but I added the "at" in brackets because that's what he was supposed to say. He's in his actual post. If you look at his post, it actually says, "Look how." What he meant to say was, "Look at how you are treating me." Now, here's the clincher. Here's the hook. Here's the juxtaposition. He goes on to say, I will not go down without a fight. That is a threat. And I know a threat when I see one. Whenever you have someone that says to you, I will not go down without a fight, that is a threat. Now, here's my advice to this young man. Newsflash. You and President Lungu are not on the same level. Yes, you call yourself a political leader, but really you're not. You are, Tayali is a one-man political mishap. But in his mind, he truly thinks that he is a political contender. He really thinks in his mind that he somehow has the ability to affect change in the political arena. And yet the truth is, he's a one-man show and he doesn't have a leg to stand on. And I blame you, his supporters. I blame you for calling him President Tayali. I blame you for constantly encouraging him. Yes, no, you're going to stand. In his mind, he truly thinks that he's on the same level. He thinks that he is on par with the head of state. When he threatens the head of state and says, I will not go down without a fight. That's a threat. And guys, I'm not making this up. Regardless of where you're from, it doesn't matter if you're from Tennessee, it doesn't matter if you're from Bogalusa, it doesn't matter if you're from New Orleans, Louisiana, it doesn't matter if you're from Colombia, it doesn't matter if you're from Cape Town, South Africa, or Cairo, Egypt. When you say to someone, I will not go down without a fight, what you're saying is, you will see. And when you say that, what you're doing is you are threatening someone. If I say to someone, I'm not going to go down without a fight, I'm threatening you. I'm assuming the position of a threat. Now, here's my advice to him. You have not only opened a Pandora's box, you're fighting a losing battle. No one's going to support you for that or on that. That's ridiculous. You are referring to the head of state, but guess what's going to happen? The system is going to respond to you. You think President Lungu is going to post on his page? No, Tayali, you honestly think that? You think the president is going to sit and grab his phone and say to his aides, what's Tayali's number? It's never going to happen. The president is not going to respond to you. The system will. You should say something that's real. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Now, guys, I know many of you are going to start accusing me of gloating. You're going to start saying, no, Mwewa, I'm happy. I'm not. I'm just trying to say to you, I'm trying to show you how self-destructive this guy is. I mean, this is self-destruction. This borders on, I don't care what happens. This is a person that's talking as if he has no family. It's talking as if he doesn't care. He's talking as if you as a person that is responsible for you've got children, you've got a wife. You can't talk like that. You can't be so careless as to insinuate that you are threatening the head of state. Did you hear that? Did you catch that? Let me say it again in no uncertain terms. President Lungu is not your friend. You're not on the same level. He's not your counterpart. That little party you call a party, what is it? The EPP, the EPF, what is it? What do they call it? He calls his party something. the equal opportunity, something. Tell me in the comments below. What's the name of his party? It's equal opportunity something. Or equity something. I don't know. What is it? That thing that he calls a party. You're not a contender. You're a Facebook fluke. Let's just call it what it is. Guys, I blame you for babying him. Some of you baby him. No, just go there to the woodlands, take him some food, Mwewa. You take him some food. Go and visit your brother in you go visit him. I blame you guys. You baby him. Oh, what is it? Hillary says EEP, equity, everything entity. Yes. MC Bitwell says equity. What is it? Equity. Yes, that's the EEF. What is it, guys? Guys, tell me the real name of the party. What is it? What is it? Early. No. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Be serious. Be serious. Huh? Come on. Tell me the name of the party. Equity and Economic Party. Economic Equity. Right. That party is not on par with President Lungu. Don't deceive yourself. What is wrong with you? I mean, look, the truth is, I don't like you. I don't. But when I see you on this path of self-destruction, even I want to warn you. Let's put it that way. And hear my heart when I tell you that. The truth is, I really don't like him, Tayali. I don't. But when I see him ignite, self-destruct, I am compelled as a Zambian. I am compelled as a man that has children and a wife. He has children. He has a wife. He has kids that want to look to him. He is the source of income for his children. Why would he put himself in harm's way by threatening the president of the Republic of Zambia? Nonsense. Why are you doing that? Goodness gracious alive. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to open the lines here, and I need you to tell me what it is. Tayali is the perfect example of someone that doesn't have people that speak into his life. He's a law unto himself. He accepts no guidance, no advice. You mean to tell me that there's no one in his circle of friends or family that can approach him and say, "Boy, apa pena walufianya. Yene wa faula. Ichiche na wiland iyo post fumia." Tayali doesn't have that. He doesn't have a moral compass. And therein lies the problem. When you think that you are a law unto yourself and that you can't listen to anyone, you will self-destruct. You will be standing alone with nothing but pieces in your hand, and you will be nothing but a rumor. Stop this nonsense. Just allow the process to go through. Look, they're not going to kill you. You made a mistake. Yield yourself to the process. It'll be over. Go through it. However long it takes, it'll be over. But don't agitate the situation. Don't throw petrol on fire by threatening the head of state. And while you're in jail? Not even the leader of the Reds did that. I can't think of one opposition leader. Not that Tayali is an opposition leader. He's a one-man show. But my point is, I can't think of one opposition leader that would threaten the head of state while in jail. Threaten him. There's a difference between threatening and challenging. When you challenge your opponent It's different from threatening your opponent. When you begin to use that terminology, you will see. I won't go down without a fight. What advantage do you have? Don't bring a toothpick to a gunfight, son. That's common sense. You don't need me to tell you that. You don't. You don't need Simon Mwewa to tell you, don't bring a toothpick to a gunfight. You are in no moral position to issue the threats that you're issuing. And lastly, let me say, Woodlands Police, you all need to get your act together. You're putting that guy in harm's way. If you allow that guy access to a phone, he will self-destruct. As sure as I am sitting here, he will self-destruct. Don't do that. Don't aid and abet him. Goodness. What do you want me to say? All right. Here's a comment. Here's a comment. There you go. Don't insult a crocodile before you cross the river. Now, again, I got to say this. Eagle One is not going to respond to you. The system will. This high horse that you're on, because here's the thing, Tayali thinks that he can address the president directly. He's talking to the president as if they're friends, they're chummies. You're not chummy with the head of state, son. That's what you need to begin to realize. Embrace that truth. Be realistic. Get off of that high horse that you're sitting on. Get off of that mountain of illusion that you're perched on. Be real. You've got a family, you've got a wife, you've got children. That rented home you live in, you will be out on the street if you're not careful. I'm serious. Goodness. All right. That's it. Give me a call. Tell me what you think. Am I overreacting? Tell me the truth. Am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Tell me. You know. All right. I'm going to set up my phone. I'm going to receive 5 phone calls. 5. Only 5, folks. Okay? And give me a call. Here it is. It's going to connect just now. Okay, Rodecaster Pro connected for calls and audio. Here's my phone number, y'all. Where's my number? There it is. Give me a call. Tell me what you think. Am I over? Because I know there's some of you that you're going to start railing into me and saying, no, Mwewa, that is your brother. You just go there. You go there. Hello?
Good evening.
A very good evening to you, sir.
This is Chilufya.
Bye, Chilufya, go ahead.
You see, Mr. Mwewa, we have 2 major problems that I've noticed in Zambia.
Yes, sir.
We have a very strong religion, which is not bad. But with education, it makes people very gullible. The way we have a very strong religion background, we needed a strong education so that that education will be able to create many people who are intelligent. As things stand right now, in Zambia, it is very easy for anyone to manipulate people. I'll give you an example of this gentleman, the EEP leader, Chilufya Tayali.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who have been babying him. I mean, for whatever he says, there are people who see light. Who see light in that. It's very easy for him to throw stones here and there, and some people are there clapping, making him more foolish.
Yes.
That can change if we have an education that changes the traditional way of thinking.
Yes.
But when you have a very strong religion, weak education, you're going to produce people who easily be hoodwinked. That is the problem.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Sure.
And he's right. So many of you, you're on there and you're clapping him on. No, Mr. President, we're with you. Why are you calling him that? And again, when I say that, many, no, you just hit him. It's dense, man. Dense. Hello? Hello? And what's sad is that many of you that claim to, this morning, some guy came on my Facebook page and said, go and visit your brother. I said, you go see him. You go see him first. Take a photograph of you with him, then come back and tell me you've seen him, then I'll go see him. You go see him first. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mwewa. Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. This is Robbie calling from Copper Belt, Karurushi.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So I followed your live broadcast, and it was quite interesting.
Yes, sir.
I think. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing with Mr. Chilufya Tayali is this: the problem he's been very courageous enough to talk about all these things at the moment. Why? Because all this time when he was talking about other opposing political leaders, these are what were clapping for him, were cheering him up here and there. Now he thought he's grown enough wings, he has made enough connections, enough money, enough privilege that he can talk about anyone. But he forgets that and he's now biting the finger that feeds him.
Yeah.
And in every home, even at a home, as a father and children, there's the way that your children will talk to you in a way of trying to address some issues. But immediately a male child raises his voice at the father will see this is different. Now he says, shut up.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
This is too much. You are getting out of your boundary.
Yes.
So it's all because of the mannerless and shamelessness in which he has seen this standard to be at his disposal. He can do anything, anytime, any day.
I can say anything to anyone.
He deserves that. Let him face the wrath of that disrespect. Maybe you also respect other opposing leaders.
Yes.
That maybe you also need to respect everyone, including the leader of the Red.
Yes.
He's been talking about all this time. If the way he needs to be disciplined like a kid, because that's what he is.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, if anything, this is a child who needs a whip every day, every morning. In fact, you can make it 3 times a day as medications are prescribed. But he learns some manners. Regardless of that, we are in this political
climate
that we are in, but respect has to be there.
Yes. Yes.
It shouldn't be only because of the head of state. Even other leaders, they still deserve to be respected.
Yes. Yes.
They still deserve to be, it doesn't matter whether maybe President Harry Kalaba is my age mate, but the fact that these are elders that need to be respected. Moral teachers that respect elders.
Yes.
The leader of the Reds and the EPP leader, the EPP is younger than President HH. He needs to be respected as an elder, regardless of being political opponent, whatever. He is an elder. He needs to be respected.
Yes.
Who calls the head of state? He is the whether he did this and that, but that's respect. Yes, we agree. You can discuss in a mature way with your father, but your tone should be that of a child to the father.
Yes. Tone.
Not as colleagues. No, you can't be colleagues with the elder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, brother.
So much, Mr. Mwewa.
Bless you. Bless you. Let me share something with you. When you go for marriage counseling, anyone that's been married for a while knows this. When you go for marriage counseling, one of the things they tell you is watch your tone when you're speaking to your wife or your husband. Watch your tone. I'll never forget Pastor Haley saying that to me. We went for counseling, and I think all married couples need to go for counseling. But one of the things I always walked away with was watch your tone. Watch your tone when you're speaking to your wife. Watch your tone. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Mwewa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Mwenda calling from Monze.
From?
Monze.
From Monze, yes, sir. Kulishani ku Monze.
Kulishe we know.
Mkwai. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'm following your live, and I really thank you for your subject or your lesson. Actually, I think Mr. Tayali, he has a problem. He feels this. I think Mr. Tayali gets more excited for something that he don't even understand.
Yes.
So I think it's high time he learn a lesson. Actually, even when you hate someone, even if you hate, no matter how you can hate someone, but there should be limits as human beings.
Yes.
But I think I don't know what he's drunk with something that I cannot even explain. He feel he can do anything because he has some connections and he call himself a public lawyer. I don't even know who made him a lawyer because I'm part of the public and he's not my lawyer.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mwen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for Monze. Thank you. And I agree with that. I mean, I was saying that earlier in my earlier broadcast. I said he calls himself a public lawyer. How? Do you know the kids at Zeale, what they go through to get that title of lawyer? And you just bestow it upon yourself? Ridiculous. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mwewa?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm watching live. David Lungu.
Hello. Hi, David. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Please go ahead, Dave.
I want to contribute on the issue of Chilufya Tayali's behavior.
Yes, please go ahead.
And on what I think. The problem, sir, is that I think we are too tolerant.
We're tolerant, yes. Too tolerant.
Yeah, we are very tolerant. Very tolerant. You know, we just tolerate anything in this country. I mean, Mr. Mwewa, how can a prisoner, someone who is in the cell, threatening Ego One?
It doesn't make sense.
It's not possible. It doesn't make any sense. So I feel and I think we are very tolerant, Mr. Mwewa. And just like I love the way you stated, the system is going to handle that guy.
Yeah.
I saw his post earlier, like he said, blah, 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 no, you will see, I'm not going without a fight and all that. But I commented, I said, you know, the way you have failed, that's exactly how other people feel when you destroy their name, Chilufya Tayali. You're a wicked person, and you deserve more than this. So I pray that the system should come in and deal with that person. That's a wicked person.
Yes.
That's a very wicked person.
I agree.
And to Mr. Mwewa, the problem I have seen in Zambia is this. People think that there are certain people we can pray. There are certain people you can't pray for them to change. Some people will go like that to hell. They will never change. They will never. A wise man said, when you pray for certain people to repent, you will regret. You will definitely regret because they'll keep on hurting you and hurting you. They will never change.
Yeah.
So there are some battles, there are some quarrels that we cannot settle. So like Chilufya Tayali, the system has to deal with him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. And let me tell you where he gets that courage from. The very fact that he orchestrated the incarceration of Chishimba Kambwili gives Tayali wings. The very fact that he set in motion a series of events that led up to the death of Nsama and Wakaunda. Not only that, a senior police officer, hello sir, just 1 second. A senior police officer was dismissed because of Tayali. 2 officers were incarcerated because of him. He gets that's the courage. That's what gives him impetus. Go ahead, sir.
For so many times, before Tayali Akula. That's a leadership of Mucharo. But Tayali, you waited for him for so long time. Achapanga mistakes everywhere. You can even cause an anarchy in the country. But as a leader, you are not acting on that. But today, because it has touched the president, you have come out. Because before those things we were coming, we were showing. I used to see it. I said that this leadership in our nation, not the way it's supposed to do certain things. So that you give him power too much. That's why he has begun to perform like he is a leader, he's a president of a recent country, but he has no power because of certain leaders who were funding him for something. So if you can go through him, you can go deeper down on him, you find something. So where that power is coming from. So go him, through him, find out deeper things about him. Then you can come to speak to the public and you can speak. If you know you are speaking to us today, but you don't know where those power, those words is coming from. So find out what has made time to speak the way he was speaking. What is the reason? If you know the reason, then you can speak to the public. Because you don't know, you have known anything. But today, you can speak to us. But you don't know what has made him to do what he's doing.
Thank you so much, brother.
We are thank you for what you are saying, but also find out about him. As we are the Christians, so go in him, find him, and make him down. So make him to be.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bless you. It's a sad story. I mean, again, I caution the police officers at Woodlands Police: don't give him access to the phone as long as he's in custody. It's different when he's given bond or bail. You know, that's different. But at the rate he's going, if he demonstrates, if the prosecution says to the judge, this man is a risk, if he's going to be on the street loose with his phone, he's a risk to our peace, keep him in custody until the trial starts and ends. That's possible. That's how the courts work. So he needs to behave himself. He needs to demonstrate to the court that he's a reasonable citizen. But if he keeps on demonstrating that he's a loose cannon, he can say anything he wants, even to the point of threatening the head of state, then he's a clear and present danger. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah, I feel Tayali, you have tolerated that man for a long time, for which he reached an extent of thinking as if he's the one who's controlling this nation. Tayali has been having a lot of issues, and the government have just been making him like that. But just because he uttered something about the government of the day, today now he has been arrested. So the way they reacted fast like that, if that's how they've been reacting with the time used to insult others, it would have been at least shown an example, not like this. So we suggest let's just Tayali be there for some time. So what he feels he knows to say, he's just a citizen just like us.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
All right, you're welcome.
Bless you.
Okay.
Guys, also here, read this comment here, and I agree with this. Martin says, I'm going to tell the callers to use local language they're comfortable with in order for them to express their views fully. I agree with that. I understand Bemba Nyanja, if you can speak those two. Hello, go ahead.
Simon.
Whoa! Ichirozi tatwa chishiva murishani yuko ifatwa ishofye bomukwaye any sha
Watini utozande wa milize za kwa Rukulu.
Go ahead, sir.
Calling you from Lukulu, Mr. Mwewa.
Mkwai.
I like your program so very much. You've been very clear on Mr. Tayali from the word go.
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, this man has been let free with all his wrongs that he has been doing. But you've seen how far now he has gone. We've created a monster in him.
Yes.
He was supposed to be handled a long time. He's created a lot of pain in other people's lives.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel as Zambians, we need to change our approach. When someone is wrong,
they're wrong.
That's there. We need to take our position clear.
And you know what's sad, my brother? You know what's sad? A lot of people use this tactic. It's a strategy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That is very wrong.
And it's wrong because you end up with a monster.
Yeah, we've created a monster. So now he's threatening the president. You can imagine, is that right?
No. And that cannot be allowed to stand. I mean, President Lungu is not on the same level as Tayali. And the problem is Tayali thinks they're on the same level.
It should never be tolerated. Let this guy face the law.
Thank you for your call, sir.
Thank you very much. Lutumezi.
Utumezi. I don't even know what that means. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Mwewa.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Who am I speaking with, sir?
Oh, this is David from within Lusaka.
Yes, sir. What, David?
Mkwaye. Bamwela na mwishiba.
Mkwaye.
Imwanga abafiashi. You know that lyonsenga mulekita receive my reports omwana wenu. Bamwelwa mwana wenu lero achitukana abena mpalamino. Iyo mulekeni achili umwaiche. Mairo bamwelwa omwana aliwa ku school. Iyo mulekeni achili umwaiche. Buli abushiku iyo omwana wenu naiba kota pera nangu mango pali baneba. Awe mulekeni limbi achumfase nsala. Mailo ngaisa tukamwewa fiashi bakwe mwika papa.
Yes.
Mailo ngambo kulaiba munganda mnyenu
mwika papa.
Buli abushiku ngaisa uma imombebe ni mwewa fiashi bakwe
mwika papa.
And this is what we've created.
Yeah.
Mumunensu yu Chilufya Tayali.
Yes.
Not only that, including Nakumakadas, both in the opposition and ruling party.
Yes. Very true.
As long as he are aligned.
That's wrong. It's wrong.
Extremely wrong. Chilufya Tayali he has hurt a lot of people. Chilufya Tayali has offended a lot of people. But why? Because kuchipani chesu as long as taleranda palifu chilifia wino tualishwa in this country tribalism is an offense, hate speech is an offense, umusalula is an offense, fiance
but fiance fyo alachita
fiance fyo but tumutambafi. Look at the way he talks. The other time he was talking to a honorable minister, sitting honorable minister, one of the guys I consider to be straight and sober, Honorable Brian Mushimba.
Pa phone, mwari umfwa phone ko ilya. Kwati ale kalipiro mwana umwaiche. Adana kulanda no, I know you've stolen.
Yes, mamwana. But then again, when you hear the tone from the honorable minister,
yes.
So you start asking yourself questions. We show mnenso you can't make connections ya mtango chana akwata yakwe bati.
Bale mutina no kumutina.
Kuti asalula oli yonse and you are salula is a government what I would call a government trophy.
Yes.
A minister is a high
it's a high profile position.
Government official.
Yes. Yes.
So you cannot talk to a minister like you're talking to a kid.
You can't.
You even record that conversation
and you play it
for social media so that you monechati walikwata sana maka you can even intimidate ama
ministers.
Nomba pa chafuma kuli bali abantu ama families that offendi like the family for the late Vespers. Actually ya kuma ministers chafuma kuma ministers mwamu na nombeko chaya.
Yes. Chano makuli bakateka
mwamu na nombeko chaya ka. Eto chikitika so nga mwamfomu anatare rufyanya lechi tefinefi bwangu
pali apene mwamwikalika
mkwa inga mwamuna tuyu mwana takwata amatwi. That's why umuntu nga alwala forgive me for using this example, umuntu nga na alwala cancer aya kuchipatala ba doctor ba check nga bamona nga tatuputwile okukuboko nangu kukulu cancer ikachita spread. So you cut it off. I can only advise the powers that be please cut off that guy.
Yes.
because maybe naba kumwika tabala china. Who will go and arrest him? Dr. Salula minister. I'm sure that report that post for social media. Who is going to arrest him? But
in fact, sir,
certain characters, touch them off and maintain a good name, maintain a clean name. Don't tolerate abantu bakovati. Nomba abantu bambo kulangirira mwati ushesha chitoyo. Nikwisa shinkirira bantu mumbwe pakulira.
Before you go, sir, I just wanted to add something because it's very important what you've said there. I also wondered, why did the minister sound so submissive and like quite so I asked a friend of mine in the government, and you know what he said to me? He said, Brian responded like that because he knew that Tayali was recording him, so he had to sound civil. But the true nature of what he was feeling was he wanted to just tell that boy off. But because he knew that Tayali alleged to record, minister of so the minister had to maintain his cool because he knew Tayali was recording him.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but if you didn't know that information, I was feeling the way you were feeling. I used to think, but why is the minister sounding so submissive? Yeah. No, thank you for your call, sir. Thank you, Mkwai. God bless. Yeah. So, and again, guys, the trajectory, you know that word trajectory? The flight path that Tayali is on will land him in problems, and he's got a family. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir.
A very good evening to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who am I speaking with? Oh, we dropped, the call dropped. Okay, here's a comment. Mapesho says, presidency is a red light, and the red light is for danger. This institution demands respect from anyone. Chilufya Tayali crossed the red light. Yes, he did. You know why he crossed the red light? Because he's crossed so many other red lights, and he thinks he can cross this big, bright red light. Guys, I'm not speaking about partisan politics, okay? I'm speaking about reverence and respect for the office of president, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of which party you belong to, regardless of what your political persuasion is. The bottom line, the truth of the matter is the presidency, the office of president must always be respected, regardless of what you think. Now, if you think that you can just crop up and wake up and threaten the head of state and think that you're going to get away with it, come on, be real. Be real. You've got a family. You lose nothing when you are respectful. You put your point across, but you are respectful. But here's the thing. Tayali has no moral compass. He doesn't have he's not equipped to discern what is right and wrong. In his mind, this is the mark of a narcissist. This is a mark of a person that is self-destructive. In his mind, he sees nothing wrong with what he's done. It's not apparent to him. Are you with me? All right. Okay. All right. All right. This is Chipempe. Chilesha says, he has also wronged me. He has a running mouth. He has to tame that mouth. And the system will tame him. And that has nothing to do with intimidation. It has everything to do with due process. or due process. If we allow a situation where citizens can say whatever the heck they want about the head of state, it sets a bad precedent. It does, and it's not good for governance. Put your point across, give your opinion, but don't insult the presidency. Don't talk to the presidency like it's a little junkyard, inconsequential something. No. So my advice to you, young man, be careful. You've got a family. Okay, guys, that's all I had time for. I got to go home. God bless you. Peace.
If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.